Good day everyone, my name is Kathleen Seva and this is my presentation in tourism and hospitality industry. What is tourism? Tourism is the travel for pleasure or business, also the theory and practice of touring, the business of attracting, accommodating, and entertaining tourists, and the business of operating tours. What is hospitality? The hospitality industry is a broad category of fields within the service industry that includes lodging, food and drink service, event planning, theme parks, travel and tourism. It includes hotel, tourism agency, restaurant, and bars. Tourism and hospitality. The hospitality and tourism cluster prepares learners for careers in the management, marketing and operation of restaurant and other food services, lodging, attraction, recreational event, and travel-related services. Hospitality operations are located in communities throughout the world. Travel and tourism is one of the largest and fastest-growing industry in the world. Jobs in the hospitality and tourism career cluster involve planning, managing, and providing lodging, food, recreation, convention, and tourism and related planning and support services such as travel-related services. There are thousands of challenging educational and training opportunities within the high-skilled world of hospitality and tourism. Learners need a solid background in math, science, and technical skills. Education and training can be obtained in high school, technical colleges, two-year community colleges, four-year colleges, apprenticeship program, and career technical school institute. This is the 5 career pathways: restaurant and food beverages, services, lodging, recreation, amusement and attraction, travel and tourism. Ethical issues in tourism and hospitality industry. Due to broader nature of this industry, we can say that this is hard and there are many problems we encounter, which is one of these are ethical issues within the tourism and hospitality industry. Here are some of the top ethical issues encountered inside the industry. First is discrimination, second is communication, third is unethical leadership, fourth is toxic workplace culture, and last is environmental destruction. Discrimination. Discrimination is the practice of treating one person or group of people less fairly or less well than other people or groups. Discrimination in tourism and hospitality industry. The findings show that the top 3 main sources of discrimination in hospitality and tourism services include sexism, racism, and looksism. Sexism. Prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women on the basis of sex. Sexism in language is an offensive reminder of the way the culture sees women. Sexism, or what we call gender inequality, occurs in the tourism and hospitality industry by underestimating the ability of women. Occupational gender segregation, a widespread phenomenon throughout the world, refers to an equal distribution of women and men among different jobs and thus much limits promotion opportunities for women. The consequences of occupational gender segregation are reflecting in men's perception of women and even women's perception of themselves that lead to overrepresentation of women in lower professional category, lower status, and income. Racism. After the worldwide protest that erupted over the killing of George Floyd, it is hard for me to imagine any person, company, or institution continue to discount the role of racism plays in our society. People all over are demanding an end to racial discrimination that is embedded in our social system. In hospitality, emerging research has shined light on the perception of discrimination among industry workers. Minority hospitality students working in the industry experience a high level of discrimination and have a lower level of career satisfaction. Among those in our study sample, Black students reported the second highest level of discrimination, followed by Asian, Latinos, and white students respectively. Career satisfaction has been found to have a significant relationship to employee turnover and service recovery in hospitality, which has huge financial and customer satisfaction implications. There appears to be a significant gap in the number of Black students per person pursuing a hospitality education as compared to Asian, 53%, white student 34%, and Latino 17%. Lookism: prejudice or discrimination based on physical appearance, and especially physical appearance believed to fall short of societal notion of beauty. Construction of a standard for beauty and attractiveness, and judgment made about people on the basis of how well or poorly they meet the standard. The idea that workers embody the brand is placing increasing emphasis on the personal attributes of employees. The drive toward aesthetic labor, which focuses on particular embodied capacities and attributes that appeal to the senses of customer, has the potential form of a form discrimination based on appearance. Communication. Communication is the act of giving, receiving, and sharing information, in other words, talking or writing, and listening or reading. Good communicators listen carefully, speak or write clearly, and respect different opinions. Communication in tourism and hospitality industry. Communication is the most important and the most used of all skills in the hospitality and tourism industry. Managers spend the largest portion of their time in verbal or written communication with their employees or outside parties. Other staff member communicates among themselves as well as their managers, frontline employees, suppliers, and so on, to give and receive the information they need to perform their jobs. Communication has been recognized as the means by which both and people the organization survive. When human beings lack the ability to cope with life, the source of the problem is often a lack of appropriate information. Incomplete and unorganized information places a heavy strain on the ability of people to make sense out their existence. Their performance of a job depends on having necessary information. Having the skill to do a job depends on the quality of communication during the skill acquisition period. Unethical leadership. Having a personal issues with your boss is one thing, but reporting to a person who is behaving unethically is another. This may come in an obvious form like manipulating number in a report or spending company money on appropriate activities. However, it can also occur more subtly in the form of bullying, accepting inappropriate gifts from suppliers, or asking you to skip a standard procedure just once. With studies indicating that managers are responsible for 60% of workplace misconduct, the abuse of leadership authority is an unfortunate reality. Toxic workplace culture. A toxic workplace can also be one that pays poorly, does not recognize or reward exceptional performance, priorities customer over employees, fail to allow internal mobility, denies employees a voice, violates trust, or prevents its employees from unplugging by constantly blurring the line between work and life. With the current emphasis is many organizations to hire for cultural fit, a toxic culture can be exacerbated by continually repopulating the company with like-minded personalities and toxic mentalities. Even worse, hiring for cultural fit can become a smokescreen for discrimination, which can result in more ethical issues and legal ramifications. Environmental distractions. Sustainability is an important concept in the hospitality and tourism industry. The United Nations World Tourism Organization, or UNWTO, defines sustainable tourism as tourism that takes full account of its current and future economic, social, and environmental impacts addressing the needs of visitor, the industry, the environment, the host communities. When we think about sustainability, it's easy to think that about environmental aspects. However, as the definition suggests, sustainability principles not only refer to the environmental aspect, but also the economic and social cultural aspect as well. Thinking about the environmental aspect of the hospitality and tourism industry. Many hospitality businesses have a huge impact on the environment through the consumption of energy, water, and other resources. For example, many hotels and restaurants are guilty of using an excessive amount of energy on HVAC, lighting, fuel, and other equipment. Also, they create a lot of waste and engage the unstable purchasing. All of these practices contribute to irresponsible tourism, thus raising awareness of environmental sustainability and conserving the national heritage and biodiversity are vital in order to keep tourism sustainable. Another important aspect of sustainable tourism is the economic impact of the local communities. An important economic concept in sustainable tourism is called leakage. Leakage happens when tourists spend money at tourist destination and the money does not circulate within the local community but leak out. An example of this would be when hospitality businesses purchase the resources from outside of the local community or have headquarters elsewhere. Such practices deprive locals of the opportunity to grow because they are excluded from the supply chain. The hospitality business need to work closely with the locals in order to support their economy. Finally, we need to think about the social-cultural aspect of sustainability. The hospitality and tourism industry may affect the social-cultural authenticity of local communities in the destination as only a fraction of the actual culture is represented to the tourists. It is crucial that hospitality businesses conserve the cultural heritage and tradition of the host communities and are respectful of such cultural aspects. As such, sustainability in the hospitality industry is an essential factor that needs to be addressed properly. By practicing sustainability, hospitality businesses can improve their guest experience, brand image, and customer loyalty as well as help sustain the local community in the destination that they operate in.